says you love me, then you leave me. That's a game for fools. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to Marillion with their song Grendel. This is not necessarily off of an album. This is a B-side off of Script for a Jester's Tear. The release date is 1982, it seems like. So this song has been recommended to me quite a few times since we've last listened to Marillion. And I don't know, it seems like a lot of people enjoy it, so I figured why not just listen to it here and get a grasp for it as we're slowly inching towards getting a little bit into the band. I figured this would be a good time to throw them on for a long song Saturday. Why not? All right? I mean, why not? Also, while I have your attention, why not give you guys a recommendation? So I was sent this vinyl from this band as a gift, and I listened to it as soon as I got it, and I liked the album, I enjoyed it, so I figured I would share it with you guys. And of course, if you'd like, you can go over and listen to the album on their channel. But the band is Amphizion with their album Cypress. Hopefully you guys can see that, the light isn't too reflective on it. But it's a nice kind of throwback to prog. I can see a lot of potential in the band. Most of it is played, and most of the instruments and the singing is done by one person, Ivan Raychan. Sorry if I mispronounced the name. But I'll put a link to the album down below, and you can go ahead and give that a listen. I think it's a pretty good project. It has, like I said, a lot of potential in there. I could see that really kind of taking off a little bit. So give that a listen, show him some love. And for right now, let's concentrate on Grendel. I'm assuming this is based off of the Beowulf story, which honestly I don't remember much. I remember reading it a long time ago in school. I don't really remember the story. Let's get into it.
Sun bids Mars farewell, retreats from charging dusk. Mountains echo curfew's bell, signal ends in tasks. They place the faith in oaken doors, cower in candlelight. The panic seeps through blood-stained floors as Grendel stalks the night. Saviors, born of dreams. They know their lives are forfeit now. Priestly heads they bow in shame. They cannot lands of twilight lands humbly beg him through. Mother Nature's bastard child, shunned by leaf and stream, an alien on alien land, seeks solace within dreams. The shaper's lies, his poison tongue, malign with mocking heart, beguiling queen, her innocence offends his icy heart. Homes freeze in silence, bewitched by the reptile spell. Sulphurous essence pervades round the grassy dell. Hero awaits him like lamb to the butcher's knife. Stellar heavens ignore even children's cry. Screams, I is music, lightning, his guide, rebel, the dawn.
Okay, I have a few quick notes before I like dive deep into this song. Okay, few things really quick. First of all, if I'm remembering correctly, this was recorded to be on Script for a Jester's Tear. It was just left off of the album. So I'm imagining that this was recorded, in that same general time span. Now, keeping that in mind, Script for a Jester's Tear, released in 1982, or 1983 rather, this is their debut album. So for them to have recorded something like this during their debut and beginning years, I think is extremely impressive. I think that for a band to come together, and this is one of the first tracks that they come together and put out, I think that that is extremely impressive, and that deserves being mentioned and of note. Because personally, I didn't really love this song. I thought it was a good song, but I don't feel like it quite reached like being a great song. There were a lot of good moments in there, but like it was really good, but it didn't quite get to that level. Which, like I said, is fine because it's a good song, and coming from the point of view and the perspective that it's their debut, I think that is extremely strong. That can't be discounted in my opinion. Now, I also got to mention, what was it, around 13 minutes or so, 12-minute marker somewhere in there? What song does this sound like, guys? Hold on, let me pull it back up here. Hey, all right about here. Yeah. Listen to the rhythm. That's Apocalypse in 9/8. Like, isn't it? That's Apocalypse in 9/8 from Supper's Ready. And even at one point when the keys come in, it really sounds like Apocalypse in 9/8. Hold on, let me go to Supper's Ready so you can hear the comparison really quick, right? It's the same song. That's Supper's Ready. All right, so maybe Marillion was, had some influence. I would imagine they took some influence from Genesis. And I'm just coming away with the idea that they at some point heard Supper's Ready and said, hey, we'd like to make a song like that. Also, another thing worth noting is that in the lyrics, I was expecting this to be, like, in totality, a retelling of the story from Beowulf, because Grendel is the monster in Beowulf. However, the whole song is strictly from Grendel's point of view. So I actually think that's really cool because the original story is just entitled Beowulf. So instead of telling the whole story, we're just focusing on one character, Grendel. So I think that was actually a really cool decision. Not to do a whole retelling, but to tell it from a certain point of view. Kind of like how a lot of times now, like Disney movies are trying to tell like origin stories for their villains, like Cruella and what was the other one? Maleficent. Like, I think that was a cool idea for them to do that, Now, I do want to mention that everyone does a great job musicianship-wise, I think. Rothery kills it on the guitar, from the soft opening, the harder riffs later on in that 9/8 section, which I'm just calling 9/8. I don't know if it was actually counted 9/8. And then the soaring guitar solo to finish it off. That's a nice striking finisher of a solo, Fish also sounds really good. I love his soft accented singing here in the beginning and throughout, but it's really when he inserts his own accent, his like particular characterization in some of the words, right? Like lyrically, some words he like, not stutters, but he kind of like trills it a little bit. I was trying to find the exact words he does that, but I can't find them. Oh, when he says like, well, the lyrics are raping the darkness, but he says like, I can't do it, but like, he's like, I can't do it. But he puts a little bit of a spin on it, And even the part where he says death by his side, he says death, like, he just puts a little bit more character into it. But he doesn't go so far as to make it sound like parody or satirical. Like, it actually sounds like that's just him doing what he does. And then the drumming, who's Mick Pointer. All right, so in the last video we had done for Marillion, a lot of you guys said that Mick Pointer, I guess, was kicked out of the band because he wasn't considered like a really good drummer or anything like that. I don't know. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But regardless, I feel like his drumming is effective here. Is it like a standout in here? Maybe not. But I do feel like it's very effective in moving everything along and empowering the moments in the story that need to be empowered. Whether that's the high energy patterns that he comes up with or just kind of chilling. He hits all the right notes. And speaking of empowering the right moments, Mark Kelly on the keyboards. Fantastic job. Perhaps my favorite performance in this song, besides Fish, who I think whose vocals are great. But the way that Kelly actually accents a lot of moments in this track, I think are a standout. See, like, even when he's just doing some key runs in the back, he's adding a different dimension to the track. And this is what I mean with the drumming from Pointer. Like, that sounds like something even I could play, but it's a fun groove. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It sounds fun to play. Maybe I'm coming at it with at a very amateur drummer's perspective, but that just sounds fun. And then the end. Pete's grooving out on the bass while Rothery does his thing. This is just butter on toast. And you can even feel like they're giving certain moments gravitas and making them feel big and epic as they move from set piece to set piece. And like I said, I really do mean it when I say that I think that this is a good song and that it shows such potential in the band. You know, once again, this is their debut. You know, this is a B-side off of their debut. I'm actually curious why it was left off the original album, but I'll look into that later. And there's Kelly again. I love his work with Pete on the bass. This fills the dramatic role so nicely. Right there, he's a frappe. Oh, listen how he says death. Here. They finish it off. A bit of a combo breaker here in the ending. Just really hard-hitting solos. Yeah, I do think those are fantastic solos there at the end. So I mean, I think everything comes together very well in this track, and I think that you would like it on some level, or at least see the potential that the band would have in the future. Alright, so I'm just reading a little bit off of MarillionNations.blogspot, and it says, Fish wrote, at the time of joining the band, I was asked to provide lyrics for a long track the band had written, with bits that had originally been in a song called The Tower. I was obsessed with a book called Grendel, and the way that it points out that anything ugly is instantly scorned upon and seen as wrong. He says that it's a psychoanalysis of the monster rather than writing from the hero's point of view. Told you. The idea intrigued me, that anything is ugly, blah, 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 blah. We read that already. Let's see. I want to find out exactly why the song was left off of the album. That's what I'm actually trying to find in here. And if I don't find it, then you guys can let me know. But I am trying to find it really quick. Someone's banging against the window out here. Okay, never mind. It's just about to storm outside. I was like, what is all that banging outside? The windows aren't really great here, so any strong wind makes it shake really loud. So if you hear more, that's what it is. Okay, so I haven't found an exact answer, but I do see that the song was also included on Market Square Heroes, which was a single, their debut single, EP basically, which was released alongside with some other songs on there. Market Square Heroes, and 3 Boats Down from the Candy. I do see on here, however, that they say regarding this song, Fish himself admitted later, we were concerned about the similarity to the lengthy composition by Genesis, Supper's Ready, which also meandered and burst into sections. The end one in particular, which would add conviction to the many critics' opinions that Marillion were more than influenced by Genesis. Okay. Now let's talk about the lyrics a little bit, since we've all but talked about that. Midnight suns bid Moors farewell, retreats from charging dusk. Mountain echo curfew's bell, signal ending task. They place their faith in oaken doors, cower in candlelight. The panic seeps through bloodstained floors as Grendel stalks to the night. So reading the lyrics, I kind of remembered a little bit more about the story, and if I do remember correctly, Grendel would come pretty much every night to the town and like attack the town, basically trying to eat the villagers and such, and they would have to hide or fight or whatever villagers do when monsters come. So that's why they're saying, you know, they place their faith in oaken doors, they cower in the candlelight. They're just hoping that they can survive one more night as Grendel comes. And then one of the repeating choruses is, Earth Rimwalker seeks his meals, prepare the funeral pyres. The Shaper's songs no longer heal the fear within their eyes. You know, so usually when people are scared, you know, they'll pray, they'll sing, they'll do things like that. But even the songs aren't comforting them. And Grendel's basically saying, like, prepare your funeral pyres, you know? Let's see. As Grendel leaves his mossy home beneath the stagnant mare, along the forest path he roams to Hrothgar's hall so clear, which is the place where the villages are. He knows that victory is secured. His charm will testify. His claws will drip with mortal blood as moonbeams haunt the sky. And then it just continues on in the lyrics, talking about his journey there. I do like the lyric where it says, screams are his music, lightning his guide. Screams are the things, is the music to him. Screams are music to his ears. Lightning, which is scary, it's loud, it's thunderous, obviously, is his guide to get to wherever he's going. It says, raping the darkness, death by his side. Chants rise in terror, free round the oaken beams, flickering firelight portraying the grisly scene. Warriors advance, prepare for the nightmare foe. But, as it says, futile their sacrifice as even their hearts must know. They know they're going to die. They're going to try. They're going to die trying, but at least they try. And then at the very end, then you try to place the killer's blade in my hand. You call for justice and distort the truth. Well, I've had enough of all your pretty speeches. Receive your punishment, expose your throats to my righteous claws, and let the blood flow, and let the blood flow. And I like the lyrics before that, when he's kind of making fun of humans and making fun of the villagers, where he says, so you say you believe in all Mother Nature's laws. You lust for gold with your sharpened knives. When your hordes are gathered and your enemies left to rot, you pray with your bloodstained hands at the feet of your pagan gods. Like, you guys say this and say that, but at the same time, you guys are just as murderous and hungry in a sense as me. So what's the difference? Anyways, I would love to know what you all thought of the song. You can join me on Twitter in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can like the video. You can share it if you feel so inclined. You can support the channel on Patreon and help the channel continue to grow, flow, and go. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.